Every day, 10 families are told their child has cancer. Cancer is the biggest killer disease of children and young people in the UK. Approximately 4,000 children and young people are diagnosed with cancer each year. 50% of children aged 0 to 15 diagnosed with cancer are under 5 years old. 2 years is the average treatment time for children with cancer. Over 70% of children diagnosed with cancer will survive. The Concert for Life 2010 is the second concert to be put on by the Julie Cotton Foundation. Last year the foundation put on a similar event called Concert for Liam. The event raised money in memory of Liam Doherty. Liam lost his battle with leukemia on New Year's Eve 2007. This year the Julie Cotton Foundation has put on an even bigger event and aims to raise even more money. All the funds raised from this event will go to Click Sergeant, a charity dedicated to helping children with cancer.
Julie Cotton Foundation is our own little organisation that was sort of started by myself, just doing some fundraising, raising funds for cancer through music. Was initially how it started, just a little small organisation. We've done our own projects, but essentially for fundraising we'll raise for bigger sort of like national charities, but for local initiatives or local projects such as Billy's House. We've also raised funds to send people, children and that, to Florida and that, but we also work with Rock City and get a lot of the teenagers that have been ill or their brothers and sisters and that to go to Rock City to watch bands and perhaps meet the bands and stuff, because that's the other side of the charity. It's very much music and everything sort of like related to that. So if we can make a difference by raising a bit of cash or by raising awareness, or if we can sort of use music or our contacts in the music industry to sort of help make a difference.
My father died of cancer when he was 55, and ever since that, I was 93, so I've been a part of this since 2000. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's a fantastic event to help people to get recognised in terms of being a band. Yeah. You know, somebody that can actually, you know, play music.
I think it's a very worthy cause, considering the children died in the past and we're all trying to raise money to make people who are suffering from the same disease just give them a better life.
The Concert for Life 2010's just a celebration of lots of different types of music, tribute bands, local singer-songwriters, all sorts of genres really, and it raises awareness and funds for cancer-based projects, local cancer-based projects. In this instance, it will be Billy's House, the Click Sergeant Home from Home.
Rock City is one of the most famous venues in Nottingham, really. And when it comes to the venue, what's going on here with the Julie Cotton Foundation and so on, it's got to be helping them out. And it's also going to be helping the cause.
I came for the first time last year. They raised money for Billy's House last year, and I'm back again this year. We're raising money for Billy's House again.
The bands play for free. The bands initially, when we first started, were sort of like bands that we knew immediately, sort of like friends of friends of friends and that type of thing. And as I say, one thing leads to another. Now that we build up a reputation, and obviously doing it at Rock City helps, because anybody that's in a band, basically, particularly the original bands, you know that it's a very credible, extremely credible venue, and it's good for them to be playing there really. It's easier now to get the bands involved because we obviously have the production sort of element is, I believe is like first rate. We can always look to improve, but the way that we make it run, the way that it's all organised, it's sort of, there's a feel to it. It's not just about kind of like turning up and kind of like doing your set. And I think the bands would tell you that themselves. And I think everybody that's been there during the daytime and the night time, there's a bit of it's kind of like we're all there together that day to do something, to have a laugh as well, but also we're kind of achieving something together. And I think that that makes it easier for the bands. So the bands now, we kind of look to just vary it, each year. So there's obviously Concert for Life will always be an event that will have a tribute element to it and a cover element, because it gets people in there that perhaps don't always go to Rock City, but also it's very important, very sort of keen to sort of like help promote and help upcoming artists and bands, particularly from the Nottingham area, to perhaps get on that stage and be involved in the event. So.
Well, I'm quite proud of it, what they've done, because I know Julie and Mark and know how the kids feel.
Tremendous amount of work. Mark and all of the team just do an amazing job with all the work they do.
We did a tribute concert to my wife back in 2002, which was the first one. That was like a tribute. She died from cancer in late 2001. And we sort of, because we were sort of interested in music ourselves and knew quite a few people in bands and sort of engineering and that sort of thing, we sort of got together and thought, well, we'll have a bit of a concert, raise some funds and kind of do it as a bit of a tribute. It worked and seemed to work very well, so from then we just sort of carried on really, and it went from strength to strength. So yes, the answer, we will be doing Concert for Life 2011.
Oh, it's fantastic every single year. So many people putting so much hard work into it. It's wonderful. Great cause as well, of course.
Well, we sold out a fair few years, and well, the first event I think there was what, 300 people, and that was God knows how long back. And this time round, we have built up the amount of followers that actually like really want to, come and support it, as well as support the bands that are playing.
Click Sergeant are a cancer charity. They care for children with cancer. So primarily, it's I think it's young children and teenagers, and they're involved in lots of sort of aspects to help make a difference to, I think, the children directly and their families, to either aid with perhaps treatment and or make it easier for them during those arduous times. The inspiration for sort of getting to work with them was, I knew a friend of mine, young Liam Doherty, was an 8-year-old boy that sadly, died a couple of years ago, and Click Sergeant were a charity that helped him out and his family out, and we heard, we knew some of the people that worked in the charity from the hospital, and we found out a little bit more about them, liked what they were doing, and in particular heard about Billy's appeal at the time, which was to raise funds for the Billy's House Home from Home. And we just got together, got talking, and thought it was a great project to get on board with. And they do some great local projects, to be honest. So.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Every time the lineup's pretty. I'm excited about today's lineup especially, because I like you too.
I've been excited from 9 o'clock this morning. The peak will be 5 o'clock when the band starts. That's when I think to myself, I've been here all morning and I've hoped for this venue to take place at 5 o'clock, and then the ears on the back of my neck stick up. I
think my favourite moment is just when I realise that everybody that's bought a ticket has turned up, and then you sort of like know that although we can take the money and raise the funds, it's nice for the artists and the engineers and obviously all the people backstage, myself included, and that to know that the event's been a success and that, and everybody's actually come along, because without the public turning up, we wouldn't have an event. So that's probably my favourite time. I can relax a bit then.
Concert for Life 2010 turned out to be a great success and helped promote the Julie Cotton Foundation and Click Sergeant. Hopefully next year we'll be able to raise even more money.
I was prepared for every change. Stupid faces on my mind looking, I can't shrug it off. I really wanna put you off. Now I know what you look for. It's too late for me. Now I know what you look for. No, it doesn't look a thing like me. I guess